Welcome to Phoenix and Flame, pushing through and transforming even when you feel like a pile of ash.
This podcast is not intended for use as psychotherapy. If you feel you are in crisis, please call 911 or contact your local crisis hotline. Welcome back to Phoenix and Flame. I'm Dana, and this is my podcast on pushing through and transforming even when you feel like a pile of ash. If you are a returning listener, then welcome back, my friend. If you are new to Phoenix and Flame, I'm so glad you're here. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be describing a Patreon account that I started and why I did that. I actually had a listener to approach me a few weeks ago and said, Dana, I really like listening to your podcast, but you need to produce more episodes. She said she was kind of frustrated with the length of time between the episodes that I was able to upload. And I just really got to thinking about that and thought that she had a really good point. But then I got trying to figure out how to do that, and it was somewhat of a conundrum because I have a full-time private practice. For those who are repeat listeners, you guys are going to know that I am a psychotherapist and I have a private practice, and it's full with a waiting list like 99.9% of the time. And I've been trying to use my weekend times to get my podcast up and going. And what's happened as I have got more and more wonderful, exciting ideas for episodes, and I'm learning more things. Again, for those repeat listeners, you have heard me moan and groan about the technical stuff and having to learn all that. And I do want to give a shout out to my tech guy, Taylor. Hey, Taylor. He's been amazing and helping me and teaching me in a way that I can learn, not talking over my head, and really being there as a support and a comfort to me going through this. So it's been a lot. It's a lot to learn. And I was listening the other day to one of the YouTube the people on YouTube, that she has a channel, and I was listening to her talk about monetizing and trying to figure out how to have time to do her channel the right way and still be able to like work a job to pay her bills and all this kind of thing. And she's been on YouTube for quite a long time. I mean, it's been like 13 years now, I think. So she's been at this for quite some time. But she was generous enough to talk about her journey and how frustrating it was for her in the beginning when she was alone and didn't have any managers and didn't really know what to do. And basically she was talking about people wanting to advertise on her channel and having her promote products and that kind of thing, and how overwhelming that has become. And although it's giving her a way to be able to have more time to devote to her channel because the money is coming in from the product promotion, so she doesn't have to have other jobs to pay her bills. But at the same time, she was rather frustrated because she said that she felt like the people who were wanting to do product promotion were kind of starting to encourage her to say certain things or present it a certain way. And she felt like, I guess, like her creative control was being sort of shifted to the people that were wanting to promote the products on her channel, and she was becoming frustrated with that. And so I discovered Patreon, which is this awesome website where you can set up a tier system to give back to the patrons who basically want to support creative people that are trying to produce their art in whatever form that is. And so they come alongside as a patron and say, I'm willing to join. And they give several different tiers. I had to learn all about Patreon as well. And I'm very new to this. I'm not going to lie, it's a little bit scary. I'm trying to find a way to have more time to be able to dedicate to my podcast and to be able to produce more episodes faster. And I'm only one person with only so much time and energy to be able to do that. And for me, to be honest, it's not, money is not the thing. I'm not at all out for see how much money I can get. That's not it at all. It's more of a time and energy thing because I love my job. I love my patients and I love what I do. I'm very fortunate in that. I know there's a lot of folks out there who have jobs that they don't like, and that's very discouraging to them. And I'm very, very blessed and privileged to be able to do a job that I love so much. And it's not that, it's that the time that I give to my private practice, the nature of what it is, I have to also put boundaries down, which you all have heard me talk about that a lot in prior episodes. I have to set boundaries so that I have time to recharge and kind of do my own self-care so that I can be okay to help other people. And so really it's trying to figure out how to have the time. And the only way I can figure out to do that is to possibly cut back a little in my private practice to be able to have more time to create more episodes. And I'm getting feedback that the episodes are reaching more and more people in a helpful way. I'm getting feedback that it's making a difference. And that's just a wonderful thing that, I've said before, we're all a community, we're all humans, we're all sort of on this journey together. And one of the ways I wanted Phoenix and Flame to, be able to do is to reach out and kind of pull us together as we are open and honest about our journeys. And so I set up the Patreon account as a way that if somebody did happen to want to be a patron of mine and help me to do that, to have more time and have more energy to dedicate to the podcast. It's really kind of neat the way Patreon sets it up. I just kind of followed their guidelines, but I have 4 different tiers, and I named them based on the stages of a phoenix. Tier 1 is called burning, and tier 2 is called separating, which would be once you go on my Patreon page, you'll see the pictures. It shows a girl kind of doing a roundhouse kick to a guy who seems to have some sort of ill intent, and basically the symbol for me is to getting rid of negative influences in your life, separating yourself from those things. So that's tier number 2. Tier number 3 is rising, beginning to rise above. And then tier number 4 is Phoenix. So if you want to visit my page, you can go to https:// spelled patreon.com/Dana Skaggs. And I think that'll get you there okay. Again, I'm very new to this, so I'm trying to kind of feel my way around, and I hope I set up the account okay. I checked in with a few people that are familiar with Patreon and are patrons of other creative sorts out there, and they felt like it was a good page, so I'm taking their word for it. But anyway, I did want to just have one small episode just to talk about the Patreon page alone so that people will understand and I have a chance to explain what the page is about and why I did it, and hopefully it will be a means of helping Phoenix and Flame to continue to grow. So anyway, I have some more episodes queued up and ready to go, so I'm going to go ahead and end this one. And if you have any questions, again, you can go to phoenixandflame.com. There is a place to contact me on that website. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope I get to talk to you later.